There's a lot that happens from the moment we go from deciding that we want to be physical therapists and we're super excited to the moment that we actually get into PT school.
I'm turning dreams into reality in the night with the...
Hey, what's up? How you doing? My name is Ngugi. I am a physical therapist, one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind, where we help you get into PT school without wasting time or money. And in today's training, I'm actually going to be answering a question that one of our students, or one of the students that follows us in one of our groups, asked recently. And I felt like it was a question that many of you might have asked at one point, or maybe you've asked it recently, or you will ask it in the near future. And I figured, hey, why not talk about it on one of these trainings so that it can help you absolutely stay locked in as a pre-PT, because as a student, there's a lot that happens from the moment we go from deciding that we want to be physical therapists and we're super excited to the moment that we actually get into PT school. And it's the stuff in between that usually throws us off and sometimes even leads us to think, hey, maybe I'm on the wrong path. Maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. And so this is a question just like that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and then hopefully it helps you out as well. And if this helps you, please be sure to share this out with your friends. So let me actually read the question. I have it right here in front of me. And the question is, since graduating last year, I've accepted a job as a rehab tech. However, it's not giving what it's supposed to give or what I expected it to give. It's giving, I'm feeling inadequate due to the fact that I've applied with various medical institutions for rehab positions, and everything is just stagnant. Keyword is stagnant. So keep in mind that word. All right. Therefore, I would gladly appreciate if you all could share any advice on how to realign sense of direction on the road to DPT. So basically, this student is in a position where they were excited about being a PT, but now on the way they graduated, have a rehab aid position, but basically everything they're seeing just seems to be very mundane, very stagnant, and they're like, man, like I'm basically losing motivation. I'm losing the drive that I had before, because everything just kind of seems like the same. And if that's the case, then it's like, oh, like how do I get re-excited again? And so maybe that's been you. And so let's talk about it. There's two levels to this, right? There's a level that has a lot to do with your perspective, which I'll talk about here in a second. And then there is another perspective that is, there's another part that deals more with certain actions you can take right now to get excited again about PT, right? Because you were excited at one point, right? The fact that you want to be a physical therapist means that at some point you were excited about becoming one. So let's get you back to that point and keep you there, because you already know how you feel when you're excited. When you're excited, you're usually locked in, you're focused, you're like, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. And so we want to make sure that you can actually do that and recreate that every single day, so that you're not all over the place as a student, and you also don't feel down as a student. So let's start with the perspective part. So this is actually something, and I responded to this student, with an answer that basically told them what I'm about to share with you. And I said it's about shifting your perspective. And I've done that for the past, 5-6 years. Basically, whatever situation I'm in, I see it as practice for something else. It's weird, right? So if I'm in something that doesn't seem all that exciting in the moment, doesn't seem all that, amazing, or, it doesn't really match up what I maybe anticipated it would, I figure out how to still make it worth my time. And so what I do is I start focusing on everything that I'm doing and saying, okay, how is this helping me become a better future PT, right? So maybe it's the communication with patients. Okay, how is this an opportunity for me to get better at communicating with patients, at asking better questions? How is this an opportunity for me to practice how to do things well before someone asks me to do them, right? Because I know how to make sure that I'm well ahead of the game. Like I don't have to wait for my boss or whoever else to tell me, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? I'm actually anticipating those things. How can I basically use this experience as that? Because I'm telling you right now, it will shift how you look at whatever you're doing right now. Whether for you it's a tech job, whether for you it's a job that's unrelated to physical therapy. You might be watching this right now and you're probably, you might have a job that's, working at a restaurant or like somewhere else, and you're like, well, this is not really my jam, but I gotta do it. I gotta make income or whatever else. But I want you to start shifting your perspective of what that job really is. Don't see it for just the job. Like, see it for the pieces in it that actually help you become a better PT. Maybe it's your organization skills. Maybe it's learning what to say no to. Maybe it's just getting in the minds of your owners. Maybe it's learning how to have other skills within your role that make you more valuable. Whatever it is, start looking at everything you're doing right now from that perspective, because what happens is then you start getting excited. It's very much like sports, right? So when you look at athletes, a lot of athletes, like, obviously game time is game time, but they look at everything as practice, right? So their sleep routine is like, okay, I'm not just sleeping, I'm actually tuning up my body so that I can perform better. When they eat, I'm not just eating food, I'm actually just like priming my body to do this. When I go to practice, I'm preparing for game time. So everything I'm doing, it's not just doing layups, it's not just doing drills, it's me actually like anticipating the game time situation. Y'all, like shift your perspective. Everything actually gets exciting when that's the way you look at what you do, and it starts to just like re-excite you about things, because you're no longer focusing on what you're doing right now, you're focusing on where you're going. And for many of you, it's becoming a physical therapist. So now you're saying, okay, wow, like I can start to see how this job or these responsibilities or the things that I'm doing right now that might feel very kind of like I can start to see how the little pieces are helping me prepare for my future career as a physical therapist. And that's how you'll get more excited. That's how you'll focus more on everything, every single task, focus on being as perfect as possible with everything you do, as like, y'all, like it'll make you a better employee, but at the same time, it'll make it that much more amazing for you. And then the other one too is, now this is kind of how you can kind of change your habits. The habits that I would really focus on changing is what you're listening to, what you're taking in. Maybe it's these trainings right here. Maybe it's our podcast, the Pre-PT Grind podcast. Maybe it's listening to an OT podcast, or listening to other physical therapists. Maybe it's following other social media accounts of PTs or people that you're trying to become, and just absorbing what they put out every single day or every single week, and saying, okay, this is what I'm exposing myself to. And because I'm exposing myself to it, because the internet has made it so beautiful for you to actually have access to all of them, then, well, now I can actually get myself excited all the time about becoming a physical therapist, because I'm exposing myself to all of these different things. So y'all, like if you can do those two things, if you can shift how you look at the things you're doing right now, and also start to absorb info and stuff from people that are where you're trying to become, whether they are PT students or physical therapists or whatnot, that will shift the game for you. And when you can start doing that, you'll get excited regardless of what your work situation is right now, or what your whatever else is going on in life that has felt kind of bland or stagnant. Now you'll feel like you're in charge, and you're also just well on the right path, and everything starts to feel aligned now. It starts to feel aligned with where you're trying to go as a future doctor of physical therapy. So a little perspective shift today, but I hope that helped you. And if this was helpful to you, feel free to share this out with a friend or any other students that you feel would value this, of course. And then like always, please be sure to like and subscribe and come back for more. We got plenty of content for you every single week. So come back and we'll make sure that you are well on your way to becoming an amazing, amazing doctor of physical therapy. Let's go.